Good evening. My name is Alon Pillay. I'm an undergraduate at the University of Denver studying marketing. And I am going to talk to you about the first South by Southwest session that I attended on my second day here. And the name of this session was Powerful Partnerships, Tech, AI, and Mixed Reality in Healthcare. And it was presented by Real Chemistry. So this was a panel style session, and the panelists were Leanne Teplitsky, who is the vice president and general manager of robotic innovation at Zimmer Biomet. And she was one of 2020's fiercest women in healthcare. She's a really big name in the industry, so it was really cool to hear her talk. Julie Lears was also a panelist, and she's the general manager of health at Microsoft. So she's also a pretty powerful woman in business. And then my apologies, I'm pretty sick. And then Heather Landy, who is the senior editor for Fierce Healthcare. And a lot of what they talked about was this sort of ecosystem that they want to create to deliver better care to people. And what that requires is a marriage of tech, artificial intelligence, and mixed reality. So the context that they were kind of using to discuss this is orthopedics, which is, and the reason for that is just because a lot of these developments are happening in the orthopedic space right now, because the orthopedic space has a lot of room to grow. And it's been a long time since there's been massive leaps and bounds made technologically speaking for orthopedic procedures. So they're taking advantage of this sort of I don't know how to, I mean, it's just a lot of hammers and nails as opposed to stents and grafts. But it's growing rapidly and advancing rapidly. So one of the statistics that was mentioned that really surprised me, but also kind of didn't at the same time, was that 1 in 5 knee replacement patients are not satisfied and have post-operative complications. And so they were sort of talking about using these technologies to improve the patient care and decrease the amount of people that have complications and increase satisfaction. And part of doing that was bringing people into their own healthcare story. And part of that is empowerment. So because of that, Microsoft and Zimmer Biomet partnered because Microsoft has good software, and Zimmer has medical knowledge and expertise in the medical device industry. And they partnered to create this new like software ecosystem called ZB Edge. And it's kind of complicated to explain, but it has a lot of different components that essentially take patient data and information from wearables like an Apple Watch or a Fitbit, and other sort of types of devices that sense biofeedback, and connect them with artificial intelligence to make smart diagnostic decisions, but then also incorporating mixed reality to improve the physician patient connection, because it would allow patients to visualize what is going to be done in surgery, because they can just put on the headset and literally watch it, or a dumbed down version of it, And then, the physician can also, practice the procedure because, everybody's anatomy is slightly different. Um, and so being able to see the patient's anatomy before getting into the operating room is really beneficial, um, even if it's just carpentry. uh, I don't think that orthopedic surgeons are carpenters, but that's just a joke. But so Microsoft's role essentially in this partnership is, to provide synergy, around the mission, of marrying data and healthcare and improving patients' lives. And both Zimmer and Microsoft are on the bleeding edge of technology, so um, they're likely bedfellows. Um, and what they said was essentially that this tech is going to be used to make smarter, faster, and better care decisions. Uh, so one of the really cool products that they had announced, it's not out yet, but I thought was really cool, was it's a total knee replacement, but it has sensors built into it that record data post-operatively and send it to this ZB Edge to be analyzed. And what it can tell you, it can tell you a million different things, but it's mainly interventional. So a lot of the problem and reasons why people aren't satisfied is because they don't take the proper steps to initiate their own healing, which is as much the patient's responsibility as it is the doctor's, because the doctor can't control the patient at home, and you need to rehab the joint. So the sensor will analyze walking. It's called Walk AI, actually, and it is able to predict and alert the patient and the physician when rehabilitative intervention is required, because their walking is off, or they're leaning to one side, or things like that, and it just sort of can help the patient understand and care about their recovery. And it also, this whole thing helps with health education as well, because that's something that's sorely lacking. And one of the points that I really highlighted and I thought was really smart was that what they're trying to do is they're trying to make consumer grade technology for healthcare, to engage patients in their own recovery. And that's important because, all the back end and, health record applications, those are all made for doctors. Those are all made for people who, have immense training and immense uh, um, doctoral knowledge, and health knowledge. And so, being able to make this accessible for everybody is going to be crucial. And what they learned is actually, people who um, uh, have trust in their physicians and people who understand, um, you know, exactly what they're going through, tend to have better outcomes 2 months out of surgery. So I thought that was really interesting. Um, but another thing is that they're going to use AI to um, um, measure the impact of certain things that they're doing, because there's value in data, but there's a lot of data just sitting around right now and nothing's being done with it. So the AI in their platform will make use of these ginormous mounds of data that aren't really being analyzed, and looking at connections between different things, and like blood type and all this different stuff. So they're going to create algorithms to predict and diagnose with this. Another main point that I had highlighted is that, everybody's getting used to data and tech, and now is the time to do this stuff because, one of the main issues is always acceptance of these things. And um, with the, major technological shifts happening right now, I just personally thought that now was probably one of the best times to do this. Um, because it's the path of least resistance at the moment. So I just think that they should really take advantage of this, and this is a fantastic idea, and I'm really excited to see where this is going to go because this could change the whole healthcare business, and it connects to at home care and all these sort of other emerging healthcare trends. So I'm really excited to see where this goes.